Hey there friends, I'm Andrew from the Scrapbox, and I took a trip down to Indigo Park a couple weeks ago, and it was
terrifying.
It was terrifying. But despite all the terror, I was able to make our AI pal, Rambly, out of Lego. Now from what I've seen, Rambly is definitely not evil. But there was another main character in that chapter who I think we should explore today. Because despite all of their violent tendencies, you have constantly been asking for Mollie Macaw. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Mollie Macaw. Now Mollie has two iconic looks. One, her classic mascot appearance, as you see in all the cartoons. And two, her, Close it, close it, close it, close it, close it. Her other appearance. We're gonna make both. So let's get to it. Now before we continue, make sure to like and subscribe to get more content like this.
As always, thanks for your support trying to get to 50k. Part 1. The Plan. Mollie Macaw is, well, she's a macaw. A parrot that apparently needs a plane to fly. But what we're worried about today is, can we make her from Lego? Now Lego has a long history of bird characters, from animal pieces to Legends of Chima, all the way back to Fabuland, with various points in between. We have a large selection to choose from. So let's take a closer look at what makes Mollie unique. She has an aviator's cap, a white scarf, and bird legs. Mascot Mollie has a brown vest and green pants on, and the other Mollie, who we'll call Menace Mollie, runs around without them.
Oh my.
Surprisingly, there are some minifigure birds with aviator caps, but one looks nothing like Mollie, and the other one is not currently sold in the US. So, taking a different approach, let's see what pieces we can modify. Now, when I make custom sculpts and figures, I like to base my designs off of what Lego has already done. That way my creations don't require any suspense of disbelief when comparing them to actual Lego.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
So, I'm going to take different pieces I see and modify them to make our perfect custom Mollie. And I think I found my first contestant right here. Part 2. Mascot Mollie.
It's Mollie Macaw, the greatest pilot you ever saw!
As you can see here, I've pulled up piece 12550 on Blender. This Legend of Chima Raven mask will make a perfect start to Mollie's head. Now Lego does have its own aviator hat piece, as seen on Jake Rain's here. But it has a distinctly domed look, and Mollie's hat is flat on the top, so we're making it all from scratch.
And we're off to the races. We already got that flat cap on the head and have moved on to the ear flaps. Can't forget about those goggles, Jim. They're very important. With the goggles made, we just have to worry about that back flap and smoothing everything out. Then we merge the minifigure head to make it all one piece, and oh, we just made it.
Victory! I'm really digging this head sculpt, which means it's time to send it to the printer. A new thumb drive. And there she is, absolutely phenomenal, which is why I'm terrified to paint it. So we're moving on to the torso, and I just made a very simple vest. Now this torso itself is from a knockoff Newt Scamander, and we'll be sanding it down like so.
No, please, no.
Now we could use a water slide decal to give it a more proper look. However, the back already has a good back vest to it. And it's all looking good. Mollie's legs are the gremlin legs, whose mostly unique shape will come in handy.
Yoink.
We're gonna leave the top portion dark green for her pants, and her legs will be painted in true avian fashion. They've been primed, and my favorite part is peeling the tape. Good! Great! They came out perfect! Now I just need to darken the gray a little bit, and eventually we'll add details, but we have to talk about Mollie's tail. My first instinct was to use the CMF's turkey costume tail, but it seemed way too wide and overpowering. So instead, I spent a lot of time and effort to make a very slightly slimmer version. The good news is, I can use it twice. Mascot Mollies will face up, and Menace Mollies will face down. With the tails printed, I can paint them blue to match, and Mascot Mollies gets a green front to match the pants. Speaking of blue things, I printed some Angry Birds arms and painted them blue. But will they fit or will they shatter? They fit! Now in classic YouTube fashion, I forgot to film the addition of leg details, but you can see the legs, tail, and torso put together here. Oh, We're missing a scarf. I'll take 2 regular scarves and paint them white. It's time. Paint me. I can deny no longer. Paint me. I have to paint the head. Paint me. The head looks nice because I put all the sprues at the bottom. Now a coat of white around the eyes, 2 coats for coverage, and 3 for good measure. Give their cap a coat of brown, then black, orange, gold, and blue. Now take it outside for a nice clear coat before the scary part, the eyes. Wait, did that actually turn out well? Okay. Let's put it all together and take a final look. Honestly, I think this is my best piece yet. I love the head sculpt, and the paint job is so smooth. Everything fits together perfectly. It's adorable. If I had to pick something bad, I'd say the green paint on the head is a bit splotchy, but I'm being real nitpicky. With a nice mascot Mollie done, it's finally time for... Menace Mollie has a much longer beak than Mascot Mollie, so we're starting with piece 1665-9, A Legend of Chima Vulture Mask. Just as before, we've got to build an aviator cap for Mollie, however the details are slightly different. Menace Mollie has a divider between the eyes of her goggles, and her cap has fur lining to it. Beyond that, her beak has a ton of nicks and scratches from, opening jars of jam with it. I'm leaving this piece as a mask so I could put a black minifigure head inside with white dotted eyes. To the printer it goes! This sculpt turned out wonderfully, and now I'm going to paint it up so it looks just like an abandoned mascot suit. It's a bit grimier than LEGO goes for, but it really builds the spooky factor. Can't forget the jam, of course. Now that looks terrifying. In a good way. The design for the torso was simple. Some classic feathers. Orange highlights on the front, and green on the back. The problem is, I have to take this torso and make its stomach yellow. Good thing I have this yellow spray paint. Oh, it's all out. Well, guess we're doing this by hand. Layer after awful layer. And each time the yellow dries, it warps. So I think that's the best it can be. Let's add the decals. For the legs, I wanted something tall and scary. I settled on General Grievous legs that I altered to be more bird-like. I also made a torso skeleton pelvis, say that 5 times fast, so the legs can clip on. Let's test them out. Huh, this one's too big. Let's try again. Marvelous. The pelvis is painted blue and the legs are a combination of blue and dark gray. I also gave this Mollie Angry Bird arms, and now we can put them all together. Needs talons. Needs jam. Okay, now it's good. Let's take a final look. Menace Mollie. Here's what I like. It's got great detail, it's absolutely recognizable, and I love the unique design of the legs. What I'm not so sure about is the fact that maybe the legs should be thicker to fill out the figure, and maybe have given her custom arms. But overall, strong, bold, and terrifying. Which Mollie do you think is best? Let me know in the comments. Now we get to see both of our mascots together. Wait, hold on. There, now nobody will complain.
Alright, there you have it. 2 of the same character. Anyways, I've been Andrew, you've been watching the Scrapbox. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment on what you want me to make next. Don't forget to do your system updates, because then your computer or your game system will run really slow, and then you're going to want to play a new game, and then you can't, and you've got to wait like 3 hours for all the updates, so update it. Alright, that's it. Bye!